Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Listen, I had something kind of weighing on my mind here and I wanted to make this video for, a couple weeks now. I'm not the only one that is waiting on their car, and as a matter of fact, I'm still waiting. But there's other people that have it worse. After I made that video of the 9 people breaking in and stealing the 5 cars from the Lansing, Michigan factory, I did have one person reach out, and unfortunately he was one of the 5 that actually had his car stolen. He had the black ZL1 that was stolen and was wrecked. I don't even know how I would feel if I was in his shoes. I know the anxiety and the feeling that I was feeling when everything was still up in the air and I didn't know. Chevrolet has really seriously dropped the ball, and I don't know if it is Chevrolet or if it's Jack Cooper Transport Company. Honest to God, those are the people that are responsible for going and getting my car. Now, we have been denied time and time again because this work is allocated to Jack Cooper Transport. I myself have called them and yet they will tell me nothing. Getting back to the original story is these cars are just sitting by the road, and I was there and saw it with my own 2 eyes. This is a public road. It's a pretty incredible sight, and it really doesn't matter. There's CT5 Blackwings parked by the road, there are ZL1s parked by the road, SS1LE, it don't matter. The 4-cylinder all the way up. Doesn't matter what it is, they park it right next to the road, and literally the highway is like half a mile from where they're storing these cars. On top of it all, they're just throwing the keys right in the cup holder. My point of this whole thing is how does GM make this up to their customers? How do they make everybody whole? How do they make everybody feel good? Because obviously there's people still commenting on my videos saying that they're waiting a year. A year. I mean, that is crazy. That's unacceptable to me. I know for a fact my car has been sitting 100% done, 100% done since March 26th. That's insane. Why is a car just sitting waiting for a transport company? My car just as easily could have been one of the 5. And here's my part is, I'm gonna read everything that Mike has wrote in, and my part is, if you were him, let's not try to be like Mike. Let's all get together and see what a realistic expectation should be for him to make him feel like he, has been made whole, been taken care of, and been made up to by GM. Maybe somebody in my situation, whatever. But for somebody to have, almost an $80,000 car sitting right next to a public road, have it stolen, and then have your order be pushed back, and then, whatever it is, what it is. I think that's total crap. So here's what Mike has wrote in to me. We'll just read it together. Okay, after I made that video, and I'm just reading it off my iPad here. After I made that video, he said, I appreciate the video. Unfortunately, mine was involved. It was the ZL1 in the ditch with the broken tie rod, wheel at 90 degrees to the right, and the airbags were deployed. My dealership and myself knew it was mine last Wednesday, going back, verified by the VIN with the police at the impound lot. That's what I was told. But somehow the GM rep in Detroit didn't know it was. Listen, I called in to GM customer service, and as I said in a prior video, they didn't even know that nothing ever happened. It took them 2 or 3 days. Another subscriber reported it to me. I called Monday night. I had to call GM Tuesday morning. They didn't get back to me till Thursday afternoon of that same week. I can't believe that they didn't know anything had happened. They were just like, well, we're gonna have to dig into this. We'll get back to you. So that doesn't surprise me one bit. Any ideas on how to get GM brass in gear? Dude, if I knew, I'd have my car. To start building my replacement, my dealership is pushing them for answers on a plan, but nothing back from GM yet. Shocker. I understand GM has their own investigation reporting, etc. to do, but the bottom line is GM security failed. There's very little, dude. There's very little security, and I saw it with my own 2 eyes. My car and others got stolen and wrecked, so GM knows. It happens a lot, from what I hear from the locals. They have to build replacement anyway. Why not get them going like now? Pretty good idea. So frustrating and annoying, a customer can't get a simple answer on what their plan is for these cars that were stolen and wrecked. Oh man, I don't think he's out of line at all. I do think it's a simple answer. If this has happened a lot, they should have pretty much a contingency plan in place. I mean, this is, nothing new. Hey, what's the next move? Because, this happened on your clock while the car was on your property. A couple days went by, and he was nice enough to keep me in the loop like I asked him to do. It says, update, my dealership called and said they spoke to GM rep in Detroit. The rep told them to go ahead and submit the order for a 2023. Now that's pretty cool because you might get the last year. That's kind of a free upgrade, but As of yesterday, the order was placed. The only thing that's for sure so far is that we won't be waiting for an allocation this time. The order will go right through, and production is still scheduled to start June 6th. Not sure of an estimated completion or delivery time yet. Believe the stolen wrecked orders will go to the front of the line and be some of the first off the line, which they should. I mean, that should go without saying, period. I mean, it should have been the next 5 cranked out. Kind of happy to see that you're getting a 2023 because that might be the last year. And it's good and it's bad because 2023 had some new options available, and the fact of, if you're going to reorder, which, I doubt people are as crazy as I am, but if you're going to reorder and get a 2023 final year, I think that they kind of cut you out on the final edition upgrades or the last year upgrades. As far as we know right now, 2023, 2024 is looking to be it, but we have not heard anything to date. So the next time he wrote, update 2. Got a message from my dealership this morning, and GM processed my order for the replacement Z01. They gave me a target estimated production date week of June 27th, which is 21 days after the regular start date of June 6th for the 2023s. Not ideal. I know. I fully understand that, because seriously, when you're in the situation of where we are, 3 weeks feels like a long time. Then they said another 4 to 6 weeks after that should be on the ground at the dealership. I wouldn't believe it, dude. So basically, standard time frame as the first one that was stolen wrecked. Clearly, per usual, GM is doing nothing to prioritize stolen wrecked replacements, which basically says that they don't care that happened in the first place. Agreed. Should I expect anything less or anything more? This is a part where I think we all kind of need to come in and collectively just be like, what's realistic, what's not, because the thing is I feel like people like to demonize dealerships. We have to understand is they're owned by individual parties, like you and me. They're not owned by Chevrolet at all. So there's no bailout for them. There's nothing. They're simply a business that has to run month to month, and they have overhead, they have bills just like everybody else, which has caused the car prices to go freaking crazy like they have. It's not the only reason, but it's a lot in my opinion. I find it hard to demonize a dealership for just trying to keep their doors open and just trying to survive. I think that everybody is guilty here. As far as Mike, myself, and everybody's situation is going, to some degree, if the factory's not kicking the cars out and not getting them to the dealerships, they have nothing to sell. I think that this is, General Motors as a whole entirely, probably 99% of this needs to fall back on their shoulders. One more final update from Mike. It says, update number 3, pricing of my 2023. My dealership contacted me and said that they knew GM were giving me employee pricing. However, I still have to pay the $3,700 increase. of MSRP, which I think is total BS. Yes, it is. From GM. So basically my MSRP is going from $68,715 for the 2022 to $72,415 for the 2023. Then getting employee pricing off of the $72,415. And that could work in your favor if it's based off percentages, because you know, a percentage of a larger number is gonna, you know, it's gonna swing further your way. Not enough though. They told me typically it's 6% for employee pricing, which equates to $4,345 off of the MSRP, which brings it back down to $68,070. And they took a total of $645 off. Wow. So in GM's eyes, they think that they're doing us a favor, but are they really? No, they're not. Yeah. We'll get to it. So much for GM helping those of us that had our cars stolen, wrecked under their watch. Yes, I agree. I am one of those that thinks that this is complete and total screw job by GM, or am I just looking at it wrong? No sir, no sir. You know, the car wasn't taken out of a private party's driveway, and the car wasn't taken off the dealership lot. The car was taken from, you know, the confines of the plant storage facility, and I think that this 100% falls back on GM. The dealership had nothing to do with it. They were waiting for it just as much as Mike was, and this is subjective because, you know, realistically, what is, you know, what can you ask for in return as far as making yourself feel whole? I know that me, myself, I probably won't be returning to GM to buy another brand new car. My car is still sitting there, and I can almost say without a shadow of doubt in my mind, that car, the finished product, it's going to be reliable, it's going to be fast, it's going to be, you know, nice. It's gonna be everything I wanted. But the simple fact of this new era of GM has taken over and which is running the show, I don't think that this would have flown 5 years ago, 6 years ago, or whatever. I think that GM would have stepped in, would have done a lot more, would have personally reached out or done something a little bit more extreme on their end to, you know, try to make it up to the customer, try to make them feel like better about the whole situation. $645 off, I don't think is enough. I believe even in my own situation, I wanted a set of rear wheels, and I asked for that from my dealership so that way they could reach out to their rep and have GM write that off. GM can send them a couple of wheels at no charge, give them to me, and we'd be good. Some way it's gonna funnel back down for GM paying for it. But honestly, I would like to hear from you, Mike. What do you think that would make you whole? What do you feel like that would make you feel compensated and feel, you know, like you've been taken care of on this deal? I understand that, you know, everything with COVID going on and, you know, we're trying to pull out of this situation. Honestly, for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, I don't feel like there's much fight going on for their customers at all. And I feel like that this is gonna somehow come back and bite them in the ass. And you know, as a matter of fact, the way that Mike has been treated, myself has been treated, there's a lot of people that have commented that they're still waiting on their cars, that they've been treated. A year of waiting on a car, I hope it does bite them in the ass. Trade positions with Mike or these other people. What would it take to make you feel whole? Comment below. Other than that, hope you guys are having an awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll definitely catch you guys on the next video. Later.